straight to the first quarter.
Nice.
Not bad.
Nice look.
Not bad at all.
Look, the defense off bounds. Childers right down the middle.
Odd man rush. Hard putting up the
Nice.
three. Tough leader is good. Well, what a game to
few
Mavericks have put this
house here tonight.
East with a big three.
Big three.
Good. Coverdale closes out the first half with a flurry.
Reverse. Slam dunk.
And the Clovers led by Jalen Moore and Jake Wilkes tonight.
Danville Eagles are on
Our
to
champs
regional
once again.
for the first time in a long time.
Tonight, from Greencastle, Indiana, in the McAnally Center, it's the Danville Warriors and the Lebanon Tigers for the championship of Regional Number 7. Hello again, everybody. I'm Bob Ford, along with Lance Shive, and we're going to have a dandy for you tonight. Had two great basketball games this afternoon. Danville able to sneak by Crispus Attucks, the defending 3A state champions, by a 10-point margin. And in our second game, the Lebanon Tigers outlasted Edgewood, who was right there with them all the way in a double overtime, winning 59-56. And Lance, these were two really good basketball games with teams that fought to the last second.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was what you want in a regional. It was what you want. You want to come in and play well. You want to be able to make sure that you leave your best on the floor. All four teams did this morning. I'll be anxious to see what's left in the tank, both with Danville and Lebanon. But both of them really represented themselves very well, their schools, their communities, and their coaches very well.
Our pregame show tonight is sponsored by the Farmers Bank, taking your banking on the go with the new mobile banking app. The Farmers Bank, my bank for life. And as we watched those games, two players came to the surface, one for each team, and they played their hearts out and just did a great job all afternoon.
Well, I tell you what, Alec Burton, as you're going to see here, just was a man among boys. I mean, he really was. Physically, the one thing, if you watch these highlights, the physicality at which he played, he really brought Danville back because his confidence, his play really allowed his teammates to then grow in their confidence because they were behind at half. I thought they were dead in the water. He came out, really physically manhandled Attucks at times, and really Attucks, there was no answer on their end, and really he allowed and propelled the Danville Warriors to be here tonight, and really just did an overall incredible job. And that's what you expect out of your seniors. That's what you want out of your seniors.
He plays hard and was just unstoppable around the basket, and led his team to this championship game with just some outstanding great play. Even doing some guard kind of things, the up and unders, as well as being very physical around the basket.
Well, I tell you what, he is such an athlete. He's going to Ohio to play football and really played well. And then on the other side, you've got Jalen Washington. Jalen just was incredible. Again, going to Marion to play football, really a super effort by him as well. He really led his team as well. What I loved about what Jalen did, again, as physical as he is, and he is a physical specimen. What a great touch, great shot-making ability. He is really fluid, and I really like just the way he plays the game. And he, again, just like Alec played for Danville, he led by example and really put his team on the back. The three-pointer he's going to hit here, unbelievable. The ball hits the back of the iron, goes out of play basically, comes right back down, puts the game into overtime, Bob, and it was just a thing of beauty. And then he finished it off the right way as you want your senior to finish it off. And again, these teams have met earlier. It should be a whale of a ball game here coming up.
Let's get into the ball game, huh? These young guys are ready. They got their numbers painted on their backs, and they are ready to play basketball themselves. In a couple of years, we'll see them out there on the court for their respective teams. Our keys to victory tonight are sponsored by Xfinity. With Xfinity, streaming has never been so simple. Bundle TV and internet to get free pro install, a $50 Visa prepaid card, Showtime, Stars, and Cinemax. Visit www.xfinity.com for more details. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
Well, today's keys, you've got pace. I think that's really going to determine the outcome of the game as much as anything else here. Can Lebanon slow the game down? Can they do what they did this morning and take Danville out of their rhythm like they did Edgewood? If they do that, I think their chances of success are very good. Turnovers are going to be huge because I think Danville's going to answer full court pressure the guards, try to turn them over. If Lebanon can't hold on to the ball, I like their chances. And then offensive rebounds, I'm anxious to see how Lebanon handles both Ware and Alec Burton, because both those guys did a fantastic job this morning and will be key tonight. If Lebanon is going to have a chance, they've got to rebound the ball well.
Dylan Ware had a real good game this afternoon, the young sophomore, able to do a lot of things on the court that a young guy really shouldn't be able to do.
Well, I tell you what, I was impressed. He handled the ball well. He's long for a 6'5" sophomore. He gained incredible experience today, and I think he'll use that tonight as well on next year as well. But it should be really an interesting game. I'm just anxious to see if Lebanon can hang on to the ball, as you talked about, if they can control pace, and if Jalen Washington can lead his young Tigers to against a very formidable foe in Danville.
And he did have some help. I thought that Jaden Jarrett played a pretty good basketball game. He had some shots from the outside, got some rebounds that they needed. And Michael Reese did a nice job hitting three-pointers at critical moments.
I tell you what, I was impressed. I really thought that Reese played well. I thought Jarrett played well. Like the Bertrand brothers, I thought they did those four and Washington, really those five played well. And they did some things really well. So I'm just anxious to see how much did the double overtime take out of them, how much of their legs are left, because we felt like in the first game that Danville was off of their game a little bit and was fatigued, especially in the first half. They found another way to find the momentum in the second half. Should be an interesting contest tonight.
Well, it's going to be a good basketball game. It's regional number 7. We're in Greencastle, and the Lebanon Tigers are going to take on the Danville Warriors. And one of these teams is going to move on to the Semi-State next week. And we'll be back with our starting lineups and the tip-off of the first half of play in just a moment on the ISC Sports Network.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications, technology for real people.
We love to see you here at the Farmers Bank. However, we know there are times you need to bank on your schedule, wherever you may be. With the Farmers Bank mobile banking app, you can check balances, transfer funds, pay bills, and now you can also securely deposit checks with your smartphone by simply taking a picture of the check. Download our mobile banking app today. The Farmers Bank, your local bank, your mobile bank, your bank for life.
Thomas Phoenix Lawn and Garden is your local Husqvarna dealer. With us, you'll find a knowledgeable staff that's able to provide quick turnaround service so your business doesn't have to stop. From zero-turn mowers to trimmers and chainsaws, Husqvarna has you covered. And with the fleet program, the more you buy, the more you get in return. With that kind of stability, you can rely on us for the long haul. Get your Husqvarna equipment today at Thomas Phoenix Lawn and Garden, located at 6292 West County Road 0 in Frankfort.
Regional number 7, Greencastle High School, the Lebanon Tigers, the Danville Warriors, and we're getting ready for the starting lineups. And they are brought to you by, or sponsored by, Ivy Tech Community College. Ivy Tech offers associate degrees and technical certificates in health sciences, nursing, technology, applied science, business, education, public services, and liberal arts. Visit ivytech.edu for more information.
Well, I'll tell you what, anxious to see how Lebanon is going to handle Burton in the middle. Thought Jones played well. Ware, as you talked about earlier, I thought was really good. Comer played well, and Cowart I thought was steady all game. Anxious to see who Danville puts on Washington. how they kind of slow him down here a little bit. The Bertrand brothers have to play well. Zimmerman played well today, along with felt like Reese really shot the ball well, and is going to have to tonight to give Lebanon a chance.
One thing Danville did this afternoon when Burton had to go to the bench is they brought in Caden Thompson.
Yeah.
And he did a nice job inside. When you play those two big guys down there as a double post, you've got some formidable bodies to deal with.
Well, I tell you what, I think that Brian Barber has got some interesting options to be able to play here and really presents problems with those options. So I'm anxious to see what happens. I'm not sure that Albert Hendricks has as many options from the standpoint of combinations that he can use. His starting five is pretty good. And I really like those five bench play. I think may be critical, but we'll see.
Got a nice crowd here for the ball game. There's a steady stream coming in starting at 7 o'clock.
Great crowd. Brian Barber, 22nd year. Again, you're winning almost 400 games, 373 games. That's amazing. You've done a great job. He's done a great job. In general, Albert Hendricks at Lebanon really has been successful as well. A season, 373 wins for him as well. Really done a nice job. Albert is a good friend of mine. Known him for many years. Really happy for him and the success that he's had this year with his team.
Introducing those who will be in waiting to get into this ball game. The bench players have been introduced, and now they're getting ready to introduce the starting lineups. And the game is just minutes away. It's going to be a dandy, as Lebanon going to have their hands full. Going to have to control that basketball as they have done in the afternoon game. They can't have this score be 75-72 because that's not going to play in their wheelhouse. And we'll just see what happens as we get through this first quarter. First 4 minutes will probably tell the story.
Well, I was going to say the same thing. Great point. I think if we get out of the first quarter and all of a sudden it's a 17-13, 12-10 quarter, I think Lebanon's got a chance then to parlay that. If it's what we saw last Friday night in Lafayette, it's 18-1, it's 20-3. They'll have a hard time digging themselves out. They don't have the firepower right now to be able to match Danville. They've got to slow it down. They've got to do a lot of things to disrupt Danville.
Both these teams have a long history. Been in the tournament for a long time. As the IHSAA boys and girls basketball tournaments run pretty much right with each other. And a lot of decisions have to be made by some families with kids going both ways.
Exactly.
To get out and support their team. But as I said a moment ago, they are here in force tonight.
And I tell you what, this is what you want. This is great for communities. It's great for the players themselves. And we got a great crew tonight, and officials, and Mark Wagner and Harlow. They've done a nice job, done regional and semi-state games. Had a great crew this morning. Really impressed with the IHSAA, making sure the best crews are working the most crucial times of the year, and we've got that again tonight.
Well, the time is now. It's going to be Dylan Ware jumping against Jalen Washington as we get ready to get the first quarter underway in regional number 7, Lebanon and Danville. And here we go. Danville will control the tip. Forward to Jones. Taking a look at the defense. Well, a lot of people in the paint.
Well, they're going to have to, and I think that's the thing that we talk about off the air is, Danville just has to be able to knock down a few shots. If they knock down a few shots, it's going to be a long night for Lebanon.
Burton misses his first shot. Lebanon comes out with a rebound, and they'll come down and set their offense. Danville looking like a man-to-man. Quick double team. Washington going to the basket. He's going to miss his first shot, but he's fouled.
The one thing that Washington can do, he athletically can get to the rim, and other than Burton is probably the only guy that can really hang with him. Nice job by Jalen of recognizing that. They played earlier in the year. It was a 10-point win by Danville, 61-51. We'll be anxious to see if we have that kind of game tonight.
Washington hits his first free throw. Foul was called on Connor Jones. Both marquee players, one for each team, both did the same thing, headed for the basket. And that one drops in. That must have bounced 10 times before it found the net. Scores 2-0, 7 minutes left in the first.
Well, the one thing that Lebanon was able to do this morning, they played from in front most of the game. If they can do that again today, I think, or tonight, their chance of success is greatly improved.
Danville moving the ball around the outside of the defense. No openings yet. Danville really crowding the lane. Nice spin move. Shots up and no good. And the foul is called. Coward made a nice move down on the baseline. Drew the foul. We'll go to the free throw line.
I like what he did. Again, when in doubt, attack the rim. And again, as quick as he was off his first step, again, what do? You naturally reach. You reach, that's going to be a foul every time. You know, they're trying to figure out what they did. Again, you reached down. You came down on the arm. Again, you may not think that you did it, but like most kids, you never think you commit a foul. But it's pretty simple to see the replay there. Really, both he and Washington both chopped down on the arm of Coward.
Bertrand was the player committing the foul, Carson. So he has one. Both teams have one. Ball in the corner, baseline move by Bertrand. Gets it up on the glass, won't go, goes out of bounds, and will stay with Lebanon.
Be anxious again just to see just the matchup. It can Lebanon handle the ball well enough to play keep away like they did today with Edgewood. If they can do that, then I think, again, I like Lebanon's chances here. But trying to match up against the size of Ware and Burton will be interesting.
Washington down the middle, creates a little space. Step back jumper's good, 4-1, Lebanon. Danville looking for openings. Young sophomore fires the ball, it won't go. Lebanon again with a rebound, and they're doing a good job on the backboard. Open spaces down the middle. Bertrand decides that that's not for him, and he brings it back out.
I'll tell you what, Lebanon's doing exactly what he wanted to do if you're Albert Hendricks. They're off to a good start. They're handling the ball, they're running clock, and Washington is finishing at the rim, which I think is huge.
Washington in the corner. Three ball won't go. Rebound to Jones. He'll bring it down the middle. Jones, his own step back jumper won't fall. And again, Lebanon with a rebound.
I tell you what, if they can rebound like that, limiting Danville, I tell you what, it's really will be very interesting to see what Danville's answer is.
Well, we've talked about the first 4 minutes, and we're coming up on that, and Lebanon doing exactly what they want to do. That's control the tempo of the game, and they've got a 3-point lead.
Well, Jalen Washington has really done a nice job. Did it this morning. We talked about it in the pregame, but again, doing exactly what Albert Hendricks wants, and that is just control the tempo.
Nice drive, won't go by Zimmerman. Jones down quickly. Ball goes off of Comer's head as he couldn't get it up to the basket. And Lebanon has the ball. Thompson comes in for Danville.
Nice job by Jalen Washington here again. I thought he got him with the body a little bit, but not enough to create a foul. Nice job in general by Washington of not fouling on the shot.
Ben Stevens also came into the ball game wearing number 20 for Danville. Ball taken away and recovered again. Reese got it back. Tries to give it to Washington. He loses it. And here comes Cowart down the middle. Big guy looks at the three-pointer. You know he's not going to take it. He goes to the basket. It counts. And he's fouled. Foul's going to be called on Carson Burton.
That is Carson's second foul, I believe. Great job finishing there by Alex Burton. But that's number 2, I believe. I thought it was number 2 for Carson Bertrand. Huge foul there for the Tigers.
Alec Burton to the free throw line, had a monster game this afternoon, shoots 68%. And he is a man when he gets around that basket. Shot comes up short, pulled down by Lebanon. Kobe Bertrand with the ball. Carson. Jarrett from the outside, nailed it. And he can shoot that three. He did it this afternoon. 7-3. Lebanon on top.
The nice thing is there's some familiarity with Lebanon and Danville. And so, you know, the kids from Lebanon certainly are not intimidated by Danville. And they're off to a great start.
Shot won't go. Again, Lebanon on the rebound. They are not giving any second efforts.
A lot of grit, a lot of determination by the Tigers here. Danville's not going to go away, but really nice job by Lebanon thus far.
Oh, Carson got the ball to the outside for Jarrett, who was standing wide open, but it would not go.
And anxious to watch how Danville attacks this sagging defense here. All 4 or 5 Tigers in the lane. Nice shot.
Nice shot from the outside. Count them for 3. It's 7-6. 2:20 left here in the first quarter.
When Danville gets going, they just tend to score in bunches, and they really do a nice job when they're fresh and they're on there really hard to stop.
Carson Bertrand, the bank is open.
He called it. Well, maybe not. Still counts though.
9-6, 2 minutes left. Game has been played a little quicker than this morning's game that Lebanon was involved in. Long three-pointer from the outside, probably not Burton's best shot. Lebanon again on the rebound.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I'm Albert Hendricks, I'm going to let Burton take that shot all night. He may hit a couple, but I'd rather see him, 22 feet away than 2 feet away, because him under the basket causes some major issues for the Tigers.
Nice help by Jones. Ball bounces off the foot of Carson Bertrand, and will go out of bounds. As Highland comes in wearing number 13. This is Toby.
Well, I'll tell you what, Danville's playing with 3 players now that were phenomenal on their regional championship football team, and that is Highlands on the field. Burton and Ben Stevens, all 3 played critical roles, and we're all 3 got postseason awards. Nice to see kids playing more than one sport.
Alec Burton down on the baseline. They don't have an answer for him when he gets the ball low. 9-8, 55 seconds remaining in the first.
I'd put him on the block and just say, make sure the offense runs through him every time. He doesn't have to shoot, but he is going to cause an issue. He's going to create and some openings just because of his presence down low.
In one side, out the other. Should provide some openings for Danville. Lebanon doing a good job defensively, though. They've got 3, sometimes 4 people in the lane. Washington on the jump shot off the glass and no good. Here comes Jones. He looks for Thompson down the middle. Score it. Nice quick down opportunity. Thompson ran right down the middle of the floor and nobody covered him up. 15 seconds left in the first quarter.
I'll tell you what, Danville again, they tend to score a little easier than what Lebanon does. I think Lebanon has to really work it to be able to create the offense.
Jones on the rebound, fouled by Jarrett, who made a nice move to the basket but didn't finish. He expected a little contact and didn't get it.
And he's right there again. I think that was more of a frustration because he didn't finish on the offensive end of it there. But again, that's a hustle foul. I'm not, early on in the game, trying to figure out the pace of the game. Great job.
0.6 of a second left. Ball thrown to the basket. Comes down, takes a shot. It will not count. It's late. And at the end of the first, it's Danville 10 and Lebanon 9. We'll be back with our second quarter on the ISC Sports Network in just a moment.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click WeEndeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
Bob Ford and Lance Scheid back at Greencastle, Indiana, where the Lebanon Tigers trail by 1 to the Danville Warriors. Our second quarter is sponsored by IU Health, Indiana University Health Arnett Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Providers deliver high-quality, comprehensive care for soft tissues, bones, and joints. Visit them online at iuhealth.org/Arnett or call 448-8000 to schedule an appointment.
Well, I'll tell you what, step one for the Tigers here, they survived the first quarter. It's now a three-quarter game. The longer they can do that and win a quarter or stay even, the better their chances are, because I feel like the Danville might have a little more upside here than what Lebanon does. But I'll tell you what, Coach Hendricks has got them playing well. I'll be anxious. I like what Coach Barber's doing here, trying to speed Lebanon up by playing a 1-3-1 trap.
And Lebanon having a little bit of problem with it. They tend to like to split the defenders when they come up. And a number of times in the game this afternoon, they lost the basketball doing that.
And the darn near did again, but they found a way to get at least a shot off. But what Danville want to do, they sped them up, and they worked. Great job by Brian Barber.
A look from the corner, a drive to the basket, and count it. Toby Highland knocks it down. And now the pressure's full court.
Again, not surprising, just because of the fact need to do something to get Lebanon out of their comfort zone, and they've done that. They sped them up, 2 quick shots. Great adjustment by Coach Barber.
Jones out of control, coming down, tries to get the ball inside to Burton. It goes off his hands and out of bounds. And that's one thing Danville has to do. They cannot come up empty when they have opportunities, because Lebanon is going to try to slow it down if they can and limit the number of times they have the basketball.
Well, pace is so important. Great job. I love to see the press being broken without dribbles. I know they got the shot blocked there, but I still like it.
Pass inside, little hesitation, goes to the basket with it. Jarrett called for the foul. Dylan Ware will go to the free throw line with 2.
It's a big foul there, because that's 2 on Jarrett, and that's a problem. That means now that Coach Hendricks has two of his starters, Carson Bertrand and Jaden Jarrett, both with 2 fouls, can ill afford to get a third one here in the first half.
First free throw is short.
Tell you what, as good a player as Ware is this offseason, he needs to get with a more comfortable free throw style, because right now he looks like he's just kind of wishing it to go in.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a thumb action off of that left hand. That one went in. Still has the appropriate spin on the basketball, but that thumb can really cause problems.
Just doesn't look comfortable shooting it. And I think that's probably the biggest thing, and that's the nice thing is you can practice that.
Lebanon looking for the shot. There it is from the corner. Count it. Carson Bertrand knocks it down, 13-11. Danville still in the lead. Highland from the outside, that one's short, and Lebanon chases it down in the corner. staying in contact, down only 2.
Yep, I think that, Lebanon's ability to stay in touch and stay, close through the first half is really going to be a critical part of this game.
They handle the pressure pretty well.
Yeah, they have. You're right.
Danville's backed off of it now. Still playing tight man-to-man.
It's like everything else. It doesn't matter what sport it is. When you adjust and then you're able to, really not really be phased by it, you normally get out of it.
Alec Burton on the rebound on the missed 3-pointer. Colby Highland with the basketball. Back to Burton. It's blocked by Washington, but the foul, as he got the elbow as well. And that will put Burton at the free throw line for 2.
There's very little that is a negative when Alec Burton is down low in the paint. Nothing. I mean, again, he is a mismatch physically. He's either going to get fouled, he's going to make the basket, or he's going to create so much controversy and stress on Lebanon's defense that somebody else is going to be wide open.
I think where you're seeing right now the wear and tear that came from this afternoon's basketball games for both of these teams is at the free throw line.
Well, again, that's still a legged shot, and we're seeing a lot of issues with both schools right now.
I don't know how Burton got that rebound, but he did. Made a nice spin move with the left hand on the inside. It still wouldn't fall. The ball goes out of bounds, and Lebanon has the basketball.
You alluded to a second ago, Bob, is that they came out and did a little 1-3-1 trap. They came out and did a few things, and then Lebanon turns around and turns the ball over. I was going to say Lebanon has withstood a lot of that pressure, and then something as simple as just an errant pass really hurts them.
Ware with the steal and the basket. Washington back to the corner. This is Reese. Bingo! Count it. Reese knocks it down, 15-11. Danville on top. Now it's 15-14 as they correct the scoreboard. 4 minutes and 52 seconds left here in the first half.
I'll tell you what I love when there's a turnover. Great job by Ware. I thought he lost it going up, but I love it when coaches call a timeout after a big make. Because again, the momentum is on your side here. It really puts some doubt in Danville. Now it's 15-14. They're looking at the score. Brian Barber's just telling his kids, play. Just keep playing. But psychologically, great job, because that just extends that 1 point lead is all this. It extends it for about a minute, which really plays a middle game then on the Danville Warriors.
We have to keep our eye on Dylan Ware. When he came down on that layup, he was gingerly walking on that right leg, like maybe he twisted an ankle, or at least tweaked it a bit. Here he is in the corner. Burton back inside to Ware. Nice little he's got a great hesitation. You think he's going, and he gets you just a bit off balance, and then he scores over the top.
Well, I tell you what, when Ware and Burton are in the game, that's really a mismatch for Lebanon. They can match up with one with Reese, but they have a hard time matching up with both of them.
Lebanon running the offense, looking for the good shot. They're down 3. 4 minutes left in the first half.
The one thing that Lebanon's been able to do is play at their pace. And that's a big deal. That's a huge deal, because even though, Danville's up 3, they're not running up and down the floor. They're not doing a lot of stuff that they want to do. They're having to work for it, and Lebanon's making them play defense, which is helping them, which is taking some wear and tear off them for the offensive end as well.
Ware doing a good job defensively. Jones with a jump shot at the free throw line. 19-14 Danville.
Big possession for the Tigers here. Great job by Danville. Great job by Jones, recognizing what was in front of him. Nice job of knocking it down.
Ware with his length giving Washington just a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, we both like Ware, and we both talked about Ware in the what he did in that first half, and his length really was an issue this morning, and has been issues so far for the Tigers as he has 6 points.
Lebanon standing around a bit on offense. Nobody cutting, makes it a little easier on the defense. Washington wants the ball down on the baseline but won't get it. Now he does. A lot of gray shirts around him. Nice steal by Burton. Here comes Danville. This is Jones. And he'll score the basket. And the blocking foul is called on Reese. And that'll put Jones at the free throw line, and Danville is beginning to sneak away just a bit.
Just a little bit here. I thought that Reese was set. Again, I thought that was kind of an iffy situation there, but again, the official saw it the way he did. Great job by Jones of finishing at the rim and really avoiding contact enough to create the to get away from having the foul or the charge.
Free throw still won't go. 21-14, 7-point lead for Danville. Lebanon needs to get a good shot.
Well, they're getting to the rim. They're getting good looks. They've got to knock them down. I think that's going to be critical here. The one thing that we both talked about off the air was, could Lebanon score enough to stay up with Danville? They need to start putting the ball in the basket.
Jared made a nice move with the basketball, got open into the paint, but the foul was called on a hold against Ware. He got a hold of the ball, but he did have his hand on his hip all the way down through the lane, so that's the contact. Lebanon has the ball. Two players hit the floor, and the foul is going to be called on Bertrand. Kobe Bertrand picks up the foul on the push. That's a turnover.
That is a great job of scouting by Brian Barber. He understood the play that was coming. His kids executed wisely. Here comes Bertrand down the lane, took the charge. Fantastic job.
Danville now trying to extend that lead. This is Jones. Cross-court pass to Cowart, to Burton, back to Cowart. Inside. Nice effort. And the basket ends up being scored by Cowart right down the lane. Jarrett was in good position to get that rebound and just slipped through his hands. Washington from deep. He got the three.
Huge answer for and huge points for Lebanon here. One thing that Jarrett's got to realize, don't save the ball underneath your basket. That's one of those cardinal sins. Didn't work out for him. Love his effort, but just has to realize where he is.
Danville moving the ball side to side. Nice jump shot, won't go. Burton with the rebound, he scores.
Really an issue for Lebanon. They just don't have enough beef inside or size. Great job of recognizing that, and with Alex Burton. And again, Lebanon still in great position here. They're just down 8. Need to come away here with some points though.
30 seconds remaining here in the first half. Jarrett on the drive, decides better. He's got it in the corner, looking at a double team. Lebanon probably going for the last shot with 10 seconds left. This is Bertrand. To Reese, to Washington. Nice help on the outside there. The ball is up and off the front rim. The score at the end of the first half is Danville 25 and Lebanon 17. We'll be back with our halftime show in just a moment on the ISC Sports Network.
Wouldn't it be sweet to happily live a Live life to its fullest every day with the highest level of primary care from Indiana University Health.
When you have your health, you have everything.
Indiana University Health. Schedule same-day primary care appointments at 1-888-IU-HEALTH.
From the food on your plate to the clothes you're wearing to getting in your car and driving to the store, agriculture is involved in every single one of those things.
It's a transforming business and industry as we speak right now, and technology is booming in agriculture just like it is across the world.
Technology has really changed the field of agriculture in the last several years. We're going to see an increase in the use of technology, the interaction between the equipment and the people that are operating it.
Opportunities within agriculture, they're endless.
Irritated by your internet provider? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eForce high-speed internet. Download speed? No problem. Download an HD movie in seconds with our remarkable gigabit speed. Endeavor not only provides the latest fiber optic technology, we're also here to help you use it. We also provide television, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
What a tournament. Oh, yeah. And with that, Robert Finnison gets 2,000
points in the first quarter.
Nice.
Not bad.
Nice look.
Not bad at all.
Look, the defense off-bound Childers right down the middle.
Odd man rush. Hart putting up a tough leader is good. What a engagement.
Mavericks have won this house here tonight.
East for the big three.
Big three.
Good. Coverdale closes out the first half with a flurry. Reverse. Slam dunk. And the Clovers led by Jalen Moore and Jake Wilkes tonight.
Danville Eagles are on
Our
the
champs
regional
once again.
for the first time in a long time.
Again? I'm going to miss the big game.
Troubled by your TV provider? Endeavor is here with eTV. With Endeavor's television service, there's no need to worry about a thunderstorm or whether your satellite dish is pointed in the right direction. We also provide internet, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
We're at halftime of Regional 7 in Greencastle, Indiana, and the score is 25-17. The Danville Warriors on top. Bob Ford along with Lance Scheib, and pretty much what we expected. The two marquee players doing what we expected, but the supporting cast has been a little bit better for Danville.
Well, I tell you what, they've done a nice job, especially Ware and Jones really have played well, and I think that's really the difference. I think that Lebanon has to be happy. Washington's off to a good start. They're really in a good position here. It's not an insurmountable lead here. It's just one of those things that the supporting cast for Danville has played a little bit better than the bench or supporting cast for Lebanon so far.
One of the things that will show up in the stats as the coaches take a look at it, especially for Danville, is the fact that they have not been very efficient at the free throw line. This league could be 12 to 13 points if so. I
agree, and I think really the first half, the one thing that I've taken away from it is Danville scored much easier. It hasn't stressed them as much, and I think Lebanon has struggled a little bit more, but I think in general, if you told Coach Hendricks you'd be down 8 points at half in the regional final, I think he'd take it, because again, they're still in touch. They've got to have a great opening 3 or 4 minutes in the third quarter. Again, Danville was down very similar to Attucks this morning, made a great push and was able to ride that wave of momentum to a morning win. Lebanon is not out of this game at all, but they got to play well and got to start putting the ball in the basket a little more consistently.
One of the things that they did very well in the first half was rebound. They didn't allow a lot of second opportunities for Danville on the offensive board, and they're going to have to keep that up if they want to get back into this ball game.
Yeah, again, I like the way they're playing. They're playing with great tenacity. They're just right now. Burton is just pretty good. Ware is pretty good, and it's really hard to defend height. It's really hard. Again, and you can only do so much. And Coach Barber, again, I love his game plan. I love how his kids are playing and executing. I like the idea of putting Burton down low and let the offense run through him. And again, that set has really caused Lebanon a lot of trouble. I'll be anxious to see what Coach Hendricks does in this, from halftime to try to adjust to that.
If they can come out, get a couple of stops and score a couple of baskets, they're right back in the ball game. So not in that much difficulty, but if they come out and allow Danville to score the first 2 or 3 baskets, then some things can be different.
Well, I think the biggest thing right now, a 3 by Lebanon makes this really interesting. A 3 by Danville makes it, really puts Lebanon in a really defensive mode. And I think it's okay to play slow, which is what they want to do, but they've got to keep attacking. And the biggest difference right now, and you talked about it earlier with the legs, they have just been off a little bit because they've got good shots. They just aren't knocking them down, and that can be a combination of the length of Danville or the fatigue from the double overtime win this afternoon.
Well, I think there's no question that the length has changed some shots, especially around the basket, where they've hit those layups in the past, but tonight it's been a little different. They've changed their shots just a bit because of the size of Danville, and that's caused a problem. So we'll be back in just a moment with our third quarter on the ISC Sports Network.
Hits the rim right as the light goes in.
Hogan across the middle, finds the end zone, and the rebound.
Wow. Are looking to throw this time. Going deep down the field, he's got Fusich. Look at this one again. The time will expire and the Gophers will win.
Is on the board. The North wins 10-7.
All right, we're just about ready for that third quarter. Danville already on the floor. Lebanon getting ready to break their huddle. Here they come. And we're just seconds away from getting started. 25-17, Danville on top, and they will have the basketball. Lebanon needs a stop.
Well, I tell you what, this will be an interesting first opening 4 minutes. I think this is critical. If Lebanon is down 8 or less after the first 4 minutes, I think they can have a chance to battle back. If it's a 12, 14-point deficit,
great quick move on the inside as Ware takes the ball to the bucket, scores the basket. It's a 10-point lead. And Ware on the steal. He's going to take it all the way. A European step. No, they're going to call travel. They're going to call travel. He just slowed down a bit. And when he did, he drugged that back foot. That caused the travel. Good defensive effort by Lebanon.
Exactly. That was a huge deal there, because to go down 12 early, well, we just talked about 4 quick points would have been for Danville, would have been really, really taxing on Lebanon.
Tigers trying to get their offense going. Everybody is 15 feet from the bucket, trying to open up that lane on the inside so Washington can drive. Shot from the outside will not go by Bertrand. Burton on the shot, won't go. Little wild. Ball picked up by Coert. Inside to Ware. There's that little hesitation and gets Washington in the air, scores the basket. Took him a little bit longer to get their 4 points. 29-17. There's a quick timeout called by the Lebanon Tigers. It's going to be a 30. And we said that what's going to happen is you got to get a couple of stops early.
Well, again, give Ware credit. He's done a nice job using his length, attacking the rim. I think that's the biggest thing that Brian Barber probably preached to his kids, is keep attacking the rim, keep forcing the issue, because we have a height advantage, and really that is stressing and will continue to stress the Lebanon defense.
You saw the strength of Ware on the inside there as Washington got up in the air quickly and did get his hand on the basketball. But Ware hung on, put it in the bucket, and it's a 12-point lead for Danville. Lebanon now in danger. They need to come down and answer, and it looks like Danville's going to put some pressure on them full court.
Well, you realize this because you've done many games and played. They need to hit something early, because right now, the longer they go on this drought, the more tense and more tight they're going to get, the harder it is going to be for them to be able to score.
Reese from the corner. There it is. Three-pointer.
Huge deal. Huge deal.
Shots up and no good. Battle for the rebound. Burton gets it. They're going to call a jump ball. As the two tied up under the basket, it'll go out of bounds to Lebanon.
Let me ask you a question. Why would you ever want to be an official? You're never right. Half this gym is yelling at them. Half the gym is happy every time they go down there. These guys are doing a great job. They're in great positions. But I tell you what, I laugh. Every time I do games, I sit there and go, why would you want to be an official? These guys are fantastic. But again, they're constantly making half our crowd upset.
Basket wouldn't go in for Washington. Danville down quickly, leading by 10. A moment ago we called that shot a three-pointer. It was a two-pointer. Foot was on the line. There's Ware, and I don't think they have an answer for him. As good as Burton is on the inside, Ware is the guy that's causing the problem.
Well, they're in a situation they have matched Reese up on Burton, but they have nobody. Their next tallest player is 6 foot, and that just doesn't cut it for against Ware.
Bertrand misses the layup. Ware bringing the ball down. Gives it back to Jones. The three-point attempt is good. 33-19. Danville on a run. Lebanon trying to answer, and they just can't get the ball to go in the basket.
Yeah, give Danville credit. They're keeping the pressure on, and so that's a huge task, a daunting task for Lebanon.
Comer on the foul, and that will put Washington at the free throw line for 2. This is the way that Lebanon got back in the ball game this afternoon from the free throw line, and Washington was a big part of that.
And I really think that's going to be a formula for this this evening's game if they're going to get back in, down 13. Again, they've got an uphill climb here, but they showed resiliency this morning. They're not going to go down without a fight, and they sure as heck aren't going to quit.
Shots up and no good. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Lebanon basketball. (34-21) is the score here. Danville on the lead.
Again, I love what Danville's doing here. Even though they're up 13, they're going to create pressure. They're trying to speed Lebanon up. This is not what Lebanon wants to do. They want to play with pace and their pace here. But again, the ball handling and everything else, I love the idea and schematics. Brian Barber and what he's doing here with his Warriors.
Remember Edgewood, when they got the lead this morning in the Lebanon ball game, they slowed the ball down, and it didn't help them a bit. Matter of fact, it hurt them.
I couldn't agree more, and I think that played more into Lebanon, and I think Danville's not going to make that mistake this evening.
Zimmerman with a nice drive to the basket, scores 2, cuts that lead to 11. Nice block by Washington. Ball's on the floor. Danville's going to pick it up. Howard comes down with it. Going to call an offensive foul on Jones. No, they called that foul on Coward. My mistake. I thought that was Jones down inside.
I thought it was the right call. He lowered his shoulder. Felt like that Zimmerman was there. I thought it was the right call.
Defender was in the right spot.
He was.
Coward couldn't get stopped. Backdoor opportunity. Coward takes it away. Cross-court pass. And what a shot by Ware. Took the contact, went up and scored the bucket.
They were just impressed. Again, we talked about Burton, and he is phenomenal, but Ware is really playing well.
Washington with the three-pointer from the outside. As Lebanon answers, it's a 10-point lead for Danville.
Washington's doing his very best to keep Lebanon in the game. Hats off to him.
Burton can't get it to go, but he gets the rebound. It goes back up, no good, tipped up, and it will not count. Howard was on the inside, got a finger on it to the basket, but a foul was called first. And it was on Burton.
Well, I tell you what, they're battling. Inside there, it is a huge battle. It is a huge scrum at times, but give Lebanon credit. They're battling. They're down 10 with the ball. Danville's not making this easy on them. Danville's playing really well, I think, and really stressing Lebanon. Incredible.
Reese from the corner, it won't go. Bertrand made a nice drive, fed Reese. He was open, but he couldn't get it to drop. Danville now on the offense. This is Ware. Burton on the outside. He hits that shot that Lebanon likes for him to take. That's not where he's effective. 36-26. 2 minutes and 19 seconds left. Third quarter. Washington will shoot from three. Got it again. That's 2 in a row for him. 36-29. 2:05 remaining. And a timeout is called. Lebanon on a run. This one's going to be a full timeout called by Danville. And we'll be back on the ISC Sports Network in just a moment.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Bob Ford and Lance Shy back in Greencastle, Regional 7 between the Danville Warriors and the Lebanon Tigers. And Danville leads at 36-29, and Lebanon is on a tear.
Well, I tell you what, love the mini run. Love the idea, again, that Lebanon's not going away. Danville's fighting, but Lebanon is crawling and fighting to get back in this thing here. Credit to both teams. Love the competitiveness. Love it.
Washington has pulled Lebanon up on his shoulders. Has 2 3-pointers in the last minute or so. Shot from way outside is good by Comer, a 3-pointer. Back up to 10-point lead.
Great answer by Danville. Nice shot in rhythm by Comer. Nice job of having that type of set play coming out of the timeout.
Washington with a jumper. That one's going to be long. Ripped down by Jones. And Danville will be on the attack. 1:23 remaining in the third quarter. Big guy's got a position in the lane, but they don't get it to him. And Danville will bring it back out. 1 minute left in the third. We got a push called on Reese as he's battling Burton on the inside, and that's a load. That is a load.
I tell you what, the young sophomore Reese is really fighting and competing. I like the way he's playing. Coach Hendricks certainly is not upset by it as well. This is a critical 55 seconds in this third quarter here. Be great for Lebanon to get a stop. Be great for Danville if they're able to extend their lead.
Danville in no hurry. Coward with the basketball. The foul is committed by Carson Bertrand. That's 3 on him. And
looks like Kobe Bertrand twisted his knee or his ankle. One of those things, again, where they probably hit knees or just kind of step wrong.
Yeah, he reached down and grabbed his left ankle. And Zimmerman's going to come in and give him a breather while he tries to shake off that little tweak that he did to the ankle. Danville basketball. Into Jones. 40 seconds.
I love the idea of holding for a last shot here. Worst you're going to be probably is 10. And as soon as I say that, kiss of death of the announcer, and Ware goes inside, gets banged up, and gets the charge.
Reese has done a nice job all day long drawing those offensive fouls on the inside. Sets his position, takes the contact, down he goes. Ware will get the foul. That's his second, team fifth. Still a couple of fouls away from that 1-and-1 situation, but it looks like they're going to get there early. Zimmerman comes out. Kobe Bertrand is back in the ball game, and he'll throw the ball inbounds.
Good to see Kobe back in the game. Thought that was just kind of a slight tweak. Good to see him shake that off, or be able to shake it off.
Nice pick set there by Bertrand. Zimmerman with a shot is up and no good. 5 seconds left here in the quarter. Jones on the drive. There's a shot coming up from the outside. It's a two-pointer. It won't go. So at the end of 3 quarters, it's Danville 39, Lebanon 29. We'll be back with the 4th quarter on the ISC Sports Network in just a moment.
Wouldn't it be sweet to happily live a life that's filled with glee and sing about how joyful it can be? I'd like to hear that.
Live life to its fullest every day with the highest level of primary care from Indiana University Health.
When you have your health, you have everything.
Indiana University Health. Schedule same-day primary care appointments at 1-888-IU-HEALTH.
Well, 1 quarter to go before we get to that championship moment for one of these basketball teams. We'll take a second to announce that the ISC Sports Network is now an official production partner of the IHSAA. Through this partnership, the ISC Sports Network will help the IHSAA expand their state tournament coverage, as well as broadcast multiple state championships in various sports. To view the entire press release, visit www.ihsaa.org.
Great that the IHSAA has partnered with the ISC Sports Network. Again, anytime that I think the IHSAA understands how live streaming is going and how important companies like MTC and the ISC Sports Network are huge.
This 4th quarter is sponsored by the Farmers Bank. As Burton is making the move inside, he scores and is fouled. Take your banking on the go with our new mobile banking app, the Farmers Bank My Bank for Life.
Nice job by Alex Burton, just really overpowering Reese. Not much that he can do there, but great job again of getting Alex Burton involved in the offense.
Free throw is good. 42-29. 7:45 left in this contest, and Danville will not take their foot off the gas. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be off Thompson.
Around the state right now in other sectionals, Carmel's up 11, New Albany's up 20, Warren Central's up 27, and Cecina's down 2. So if you're watching those are at those games or seeing those games, just know we've got a good one here still. But great basketball in our state playing this evening.
Jarrett on the drive to the basket is fouled.
Great job by Jarrett attacking the rim. Really nice. Again, I just like it when you need points, get closer to the rim. Everybody loves the 3-ball live and die by that thing, Bob. But I just think, again, there's a lost art of taking the ball to the rim and finishing.
Well, this is what helped Lebanon this afternoon. They're in the bonus now for the rest of the ball game. That foul was called on Thompson, his first. Jarrett's first shot went in, as does the second. 11-point lead for Danville. Lebanon trying to find a way to get back in it. Nice move inside by Burton. They called him stepping on the baseline, so the basket will not count. Made a nice spin move, but was a little bit too far deep in the court.
Tell you what, to make this thing a little interesting, Lebanon needs to have a little mini run here again. Only down 11. A basket here, points here, really put a little more pressure on Danville.
And the Warriors need to not foul. Remember, Lebanon this afternoon made a living from the free throw line. There's Reese, foot on the line, and it goes over the top and out of bounds.
Again, is that a cause of this, playing a second game? But again, Lebanon's just off just enough that they're not able, the shots they were knocking down this morning, they're just not knocking down today.
Reese fumbled the ball just a little bit and couldn't get his feet under him. Caused a little problem on that last one. Howard now with the basketball. Feeds it inside to Thompson. Knocked away by Reese. Nice block. And the ball will stay with Danville.
Washington's trying to plead his case, saying, hey, the ball didn't, I didn't just lose it. It got knocked out of my hands. Great job by Reese. Again, Washington lost it, wasn't able to control the ball.
Jones bringing it back out. And there he is with a charging foul again. Jones has had that problem all day long. Lebanon has done a nice job tonight in getting in front of him. Once he starts to the basket, he doesn't like to stop.
No, and I tell you what, I bet that's got to be the 8th or 9th charge that Lebanon has taken today. They've really done a nice job of getting in the way, understanding angles, and getting there and creating some controversy with the charges.
Ball to Washington inside. Got it to him again. Jump shot is up and no good. Burton on the rebound.
Great job of defending by Danville there. That's the 4th foul on Reese from what I have here. It's a big foul.
He was battling Thompson down low. That's the 2nd time he's gotten caught pushing. And he's going to come to the bench and be replaced by Tyler Wellborn. Tyler's a senior. Shot is up and no good, and controlled by Lebanon. Tigers looking for some baskets. Danville hanging on to that 11-point lead.
Lebanon is capable of scoring here quickly, but it's something that the time is going to quickly get away from them here. Down 11, they need to make something happen here. Not necessarily a 3, but they need to have points.
Thought about a shot. Here's Jarrett from the corner. Deadly. He hit a couple this afternoon that were critical in getting Lebanon back in the ball game. 5 minutes left. 42-34 Danville. And Danville will call a timeout. It'll be a full timeout as they lead it by 8 with 4:57 remaining. And we'll be back on the ISC Sports Network.
From the food on your plate to the clothes you're wearing to getting in your car and driving to the store, agriculture is involved in every single one of those things.
It's a transforming business and industry as we speak right now, and technology is booming in agriculture just like it is across the world.
Technology has really changed the field of agriculture in the last several years. We're going to see an increase in the use of technology, the interaction between the equipment and the people that are operating it.
Opportunities within agriculture, they're endless.
All right, 4th quarter, 4:57 remaining. Bob Ford and Lance Scheib in Greencastle, Indiana, regional number 7, looking for a champion here in the next 10 or 15 minutes. Danville has a nice lead, 8 points, but Lebanon continues to fight, especially now that they've got it down under double figures.
Well, 8 points here, huge defensive stand for Lebanon. If they can go from 8 to 6, that's a big jump. 8 still seems like a far, doesn't really stress Danville a lot. 6, things start getting a little tight because now you're a 2-possession game. Now they start thinking a little more about this. But again, this is big, which I think why Barber called timeout. 1, to settle his team down. 2, to get Ware back in the game.
Comer looking to the inside. Burton was down on the baseline. Give it to him now. Look to the short corner. Burton will take the jump shot and got it. He's good, 15 feet and in.
Big basket by your senior leader. He's got 11 now, playing awfully well.
Ware goes down hard. Bertrand passes the ball, gets it back. Little fake, goes to the bucket and lays it in. Ware has got a little bump on his knee. He's going to be all right. He's going to sit down for a second as Thompson comes back into the ball game. Ware really went down hard. Left side of your screen, right there. Might have been a blocking screen.
It might have been moving a little bit there. I think, again, I don't think it was anything intentional, but I do think that Ware took the brunt of that contact.
8-point advantage, 4 minutes left. Danville on top. Coward on the drive. He'll get the ball back and bring it back out front.
Now, as soon as I say this, Bob, they're going to throw up a 3 here, but I think all Danville wants right now is layups and free throws. They don't need to do anything else. They're up 8 points. Keep attacking the rim, but run as much clock as you want, but either end with an attempted layup or free throws. If they can do that for the rest of the game, I think Lebanon's going to have a tall task in coming back.
Kobe Bertrand called for the foul. 15 foul. Oh, they left the big guy wide open, and he is fouled at the basket. That foul called on Washington.
Again, we're talking about layups and free throws, and again, Coach Barber is fine with that. You don't want to stop playing. I think that's probably the biggest thing right now. Don't stop playing if you're Danville. But again, I want layups, I want free throws if I am Coach Barber.
Burton scores the first free throw as Reese comes back into the ball game for Lebanon. Cardinal rule broken there by the Tigers as they just left the man with the ball wide open at the free throw line, and he went right down the lane to the bucket. Lebanon switched, and when they switched, they did not communicate and left arguably the best player for Danville all by himself, which is not really what Coach Hendricks wanted. Washington looking for an opening, nothing there. Gets the ball back. A lot of defenders around it. Little turnaround jump shot is good. And Lebanon stays within 8. Yeah, this is the big one here. Get the thing to 6. You have to make a defensive stand here. And again, great job of spacing by Danville. I think they're in no hurry, which means the clock is certainly against Danville. Homer went to the bucket. It looked like the ball was knocked away. They say it went off him and out of bounds. So Lebanon gets it back. They have that opportunity to cut it to 6. I tell you what, if it gets to 6 or 5 here, it's going to get real exciting here. I think it's the Lebanon fans back into it here. Huge defensive stand for Danville, and they answer. Ball goes out of bounds off of Jarrett. They're on the sideline. Ware's going to come back into the lineup. Thompson back out. Danville with the basketball, and that was a critical turnover. Well, I tell you what, and against right in front of the Lebanon fans, and again that poor official, they've done a great job. He makes the right call. You can't step on the out of bounds line. But once again, I love fans because half of them are happy and half of them are not. The foul committed by Welburn. That's going to put Burton at the free throw line. It'll be 1-and-1. Both teams now in the bonus for the rest of the way. Reese comes back in as they're doing an offensive-defensive substitution. Burton has been good from the line here in the second half.
Yes, he has. And I think that's going to, if Danville hits the free throws, I think they're going to be the regional champs. Because that, I think, really, if I'm Coach Hendricks, that's probably the one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to go for the steal. I'm going to then foul. And then we've got to answer on the other end if you're Lebanon.
Typically, Lebanon is not a great three-point shooting ball club. They hit their share, but generally don't light it up from the outside. Bertrand on the drive. Jarrett in the corner. Three-pointer is no good. Jones on the rebound, and he's fouled by Jarrett.
Jarrett knew he had done it, didn't mean to, but again, in all honesty, it's not a bad foul. Probably the right thing to do, just because the clock stops. At this point, all he wants to do, they got to stop. They got to stop the clock. They being Lebanon, and so again, it was not a bad foul.
Jones at the free throw line, 81% shooter. First one is up and no good. And here comes Washington. Oh, good job by Ware. And he is fouled there on the sideline. And again, probably a good foul because Burton was wide open heading for the basket.
Yep, and again, the biggest thing right now that we talk about was pace. Lebanon really has done a pretty good job with that. Again, it's 38-48, so you're keeping Danville well below their average. You can't turn the ball over, and you've got to be able to rebound, and really, Danville's done a great job of rebounding, and Danville has really done a nice job of turning over Lebanon, and that's really probably been the difference in the game.
Ware at the free throw line. First one is up and good. There for a minute, I thought he was going to stay on the block and refuse to go to the free throw line.
Yep, no, I get it.
But he knocked that first one down, so he's going to feel pretty good about this one. 49-38, 2:11 remaining. Second one is good too.
It's amazing when you hit that first one, how easy that second one comes.
Washington double team. Outside shot is off the rim and no good by Bertrand. And here comes Jones. And he dribbles it out of bounds. Well, they're going to give it back to Danville. And the officials talk and say, nope, it should go to Lebanon. Nice job, good teamwork by the officiating staff.
I love it when good crews communicate. I think the biggest thing right now is just, again, when they communicate, that's why there's three. I love the idea of having three officials. They get the calls right the majority of the time. It's just nice to be able to have three of them out there.
Whoa, what a shot by Washington. A little bit off balance, but he nails it from three. It's 50-41. A full timeout has been called. And we'll be back with the rest of our basketball game in just a moment on the IHSAA Sports Network.
Thomas Phoenix Lawn and Garden is your local Husqvarna dealer. With us, you'll find a knowledgeable staff that's able to provide quick turnaround service so your business doesn't have to stop. From zero-turn mowers to trimmers and chainsaws, Husqvarna has you covered. And with the fleet program, the more you buy, the more you get in return. With that kind of stability, you can rely on us for the long haul. Get your Husqvarna equipment today at Thomas Phoenix Lawn and Garden, located at 6292 West County Road 0 in Frankfort.
1 minute and 33 seconds left in Regional 7's championship game between Lebanon and Danville. And Danville holds on to a 9-point lead.
Well, I tell you what, again, the biggest thing, if I'm Coach Barber, I'm telling the Danville Warriors, hang on to the ball, make sure you are strong with the ball. And if I'm Lebanon and I'm Albert Hendricks, I'm going for steals. Don't get the steal, foul right away. And I'm going to probably go after Ware, who has done a nice job down the stretch, but he's the one I'm going to target on trying to foul.
Comer with the basketball on the inbound, back to Power. And they'll clear out and let him bring it up. Got to take care of the basketball. Ball knocked away, but Ware gets it back outside to Jones.
You got a foul at some point if you're Lebanon. There we go.
1 minute and 11 seconds left as they commit that foul. And that will put Jones back to the free throw line. Kobe Bertrand committed the foul.
That was Kobe's fourth foul.
And team foul number 10. So these are two-shot fouls for the rest of the way for Danville. First one does not go for Jones as Reese comes back in for Lebanon. Hard played basketball game by both teams.
I've enjoyed it. I think, again, there's nothing that you can be upset if you're a Lebanon fan or a Danville fan. Both teams have played well. Hard fought game. 10-point game, kind of like it was last time. But again, hats off to both teams. They've really came out and played well and represented themselves very well here in this regional final.
Washington couldn't get that one to drop. Long pass down to Jones, and he scores the basket. 53-41 with 50 seconds left. Washington down on the baseline, up on the jumper. He got it, and he's fouled. Washington is not going to quit.
I'll tell you what, if you're Coach Barber, you're saying anything you want to do, just keep the clock running here. Not sure there was a lot of contact, but enough for the official to call it. That was Washington's 22nd point of the evening and Coward's third foul.
Washington, a senior, does not want this game to end because it would end his career as a basketball player for the Lebanon Tigers. And a good one it has been. 40 seconds left. And the foul is called. We're going to see Ware go to the free throw line. (53-44), a 9-point lead for Danville. Jarrett picked up the foul. He's got 4. And Ware has found his stroke. That's 3 in a row.
He's done a nice job. He really has grown up in front of us here. Danville basketball has a lot to look forward to. Ware will be a huge part of their success over the next 2 years, and if things continue to go into next week's semi-state game.
Make that 4 in a row.
That's 18 points now for Ware. He's done a really nice job.
Foul's called out on the floor. That'll put Washington at the free throw line with a 1-and-1. Reese comes out. Welburn is back in. Number 22 in the white.
Playing a little offense for defense here, that because Reese has four fouls. Great job by Coach Hendricks of just letting your senior Welborn in the game, mainly for defense.
Washington with his second free throw. Rims out. Jones with the rebound. Lucky to hang on to that one was Comer. And a foul called, putting Howard at the free throw line. 27 seconds left in this one, a 10-point advantage to Danville. Foul was called on Carson Bertrand, his second. Howard hits the free throw. Reese comes back in. Welburn goes out. Lots of substitutions. Last 27 seconds of our regional final. Coward again on the free throw is good. 57-45. Washington from way outside on the back rim. Reese thought about it. Loses the basketball. Big collision. Jones and Bertrand. And it's going to be called on Jones. There it is, two guys going after the basketball, and I'm not sure how you determine which one committed the foul. Both of them going after the basketball, which was loose on the floor.
Right. In the official's eyes, Bertrand beat him there to the spot. But again, it's one of those 50-50 calls. But with three officials, they've done a good job of controlling the every part of this game here. Again, I think it's been a well-played game, Bob. I think Danville has done just enough. The supporting cast has done just enough to get them the victory.
Kobe Bertrand could not get that one to fall. Welburn is back into the lineup. Number 22. Bertrand with the free throw. It's short. Rebound by Ware. 10 seconds left. And that's going to do it. Danville is going to be the regional champs of regional number 7. 2 seconds left. And there's the final horn. And the Danville Warriors are the regional champions over the Lebanon Tigers. And congratulations to both teams for a hard-fought ball game. Lebanon just wouldn't go away, and we'll be back with our post-game show on the ISC Sports Network.
Not getting their messages? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eWireless. Endeavor Communications combines the nation's largest 4G LTE network with friendly hometown service, so you'll always be connected to your kids. We also provide internet, television, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
There's the Danville Warriors. They are regional champs of Region 7 as they get the win over the Lebanon Tigers. Our post-game wrap-up is sponsored by Comcast Business, powered by an advanced fiber network and backed by 24/7 customer support. Comcast Business provides companies with the solutions they need to make their businesses more productive. Visit www.corporatecom.comcast.com for more information.
Well, I'll tell you what, great game. Well played. Both teams, I thought, executed their plan very well. Hats off to Brian Barber. His kids played well all game. Supporting cast really came through when they needed to. And overall, they are well-deserved regional champions.
Our player of the game is sponsored by IU Health. Visit them online at iuhealth.org/Arnett or call 448-8000 to schedule an appointment.
And Dylan Ware is our player of the game. Sophomore, 6'5", had 18 points. Really played well all game. His length really caused Lebanon problems. Really grew up in front of us here. Today we'll use this experience to move forward next week and next year. But really, Dylan Ware played awfully well today.
Lebanon just didn't have an answer for him.
They really didn't. And again, they did a pretty good job. They held Burton to 15, but Ware really came through in the end when it counted. 18 big points difference in the game.
That's always the great picture for the senior class, showing their togetherness. Our play of the game is sponsored by the Farmers Bank. Farmers Bank, my bank for life.
Great job by Jones taking the ball to the rim. Nice job by Connor finishing there. Big play in the game. Lebanon had made a mini run, and Connor came down off the transition, finished, got the and one, and really put Danville ahead. Really, that was out of reach at that point.
The regional champions of Regional 7, the Danville Warriors, by a score of 57-45 over the Lebanon Tigers. I'm Bob Ford for Lance Scheib. So long, everybody.